Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6 Episode 4. Only got to talk about Porsha, Kenya, I guess, and, Phaedra, of course. So that's it really. Let's get to it, shall we? Porsha, you guys. Porsha is now our official Evelyn Lozada 2.0. We done remixed Evelyn Lozada and Chad Ochocinco story into the Porsha and Cordell Stewart story. I know I can't be the only one that's tired of hearing about this story already now. I know we knew that was what her storyline was going to be, and, we already knew that she ain't had shit else to talk about other than this divorce from the king queen, which is Cordell. So I don't really, it's just more the same. She goes to talk to Dr. Sherry with the thick neck. Y'all know I love Dr. Sherry. Dr. Sherry got her together real quick. Shit that we already know. Shit that I talked about last season. Basically, Cordell held the purse strings very tight. He took care of her. He gave her whatever she wanted, but she didn't have access to any money. I want to know where all this money that y'all kept trying to argue me down last season and tell me she was a millionaire. If she was so much a millionaire, and why is she fighting for her life now? Her family is not rich. Okay, they do well enough, I'm sure, but they are not rich, and this is proof. But I tried to tell y'all last year, y'all was telling me whatever. So okay. Anyway, like I was saying last season, any man that has the money is controlling the relationship. Really is man or woman. Whoever has the most money in a relationship usually controls the relationship. Okay, that's just kind of how it works out. It's fucked up, but that's kind of how it goes a lot of the time. She gets with the girls and, she tells the girls that she had to apologize because she presented the fantasy version of Porsha last season, and the real version of Porsha was that, Cordell wasn't giving her no money and she don't have any. Okay, so she's trying to, it's tough for her right now. It's just like, the girls are trying to be there for her, be supportive and help her out in her time of distress. It's more the, we gonna bash Cordell, I was the perfect wife and look what he did to me story. And from now on, Porsha promises that we will get the real Porsha as opposed to the fake Porsha from last season. I'm thinking like, Lord, please let this real Porsha, please let her be a little bit more tolerable. I'm trying, y'all. I am still trying with Porsha. I want to like the child. I don't hate her. I just, she just like somebody scratching a chalkboard, but I'm really trying to be patient with her. But what I really want to know is, did any of you guys sit there and listen to Nene ordering her food and she said she wanted a chicken taquito? And I was like, okay, all right. Now see, I'm from LA and there's a lot of Mexicans in LA and I am kind of up on my Mexican cuisine. However, I know that sometimes when I don't research shit, I get on here and you guys get to correct me. Case in point, the Kiki Shepherd, I know it was Kiki Wyatt, y'all. I don't know why y'all everybody got to correct me. I'm thinking like, okay, so if you watching the video 3 days later and you still got to tell me you don't think somebody else already told me it was Kiki Wyatt, I swear I must have got about, I'm not lying, y'all, I must have got about 80 people tell me that it was Kiki Wyatt. I was like, I know! Shit, y'all knew who the fuck I was talking about anyway, right? Damn! Give a bitch a break. But anyway, I Googled it, because I was like, now, I know I ain't never heard of no taquito, but you know what? No, it wasn't even no taquito, it was a tanquita. Okay, so she wanted a chicken taquita, and I looked it up, and all I could find was Tankita Jenkins, her Facebook page. Ain't no such thing as no fucking taquita. So yeah, right now we gonna keep a list for Nene. So we had bridemaid, we had any popiate, now we got chicken taquita. And then you heard the damn waiter say, oh, taquito, and she said yes. I was like, yeah, bravo, no, they shady. They gonna make sure we heard that shit. Now, Kenya's story is that she is trying to convince us that she is not a harlot, that she is not a common whore amongst these honorable women. Nobody can quite get around her story about how she didn't do anything with Apollo. Candy takes it upon herself to go visit Kenya while she's working out. I'm trying to figure out what kind of workout was it. She was at this place with these hanging ribbons. She was hanging upside down and just forcing that ass and that coochie and all of that in our face. I was like, this is really, why are we watching this again? Like, Candy goes to talk to Kenya. Okay, and Kenya is real confused about this because she doesn't understand why Candy is not more concerned about who the fuck Todd is bumping and grinding with. But anyway, you know, she's trying to get her story across, and Candy is just not really understanding. Kenya was like, let me go get the phone. She still has the text messages. So she's reading the text messages out, and yes, when you listen to it, when you read the text messages out loud, yes, they are innocent enough. However, the problem with text messages is that you can never really convey tone, and that's how a lot of things get misunderstood with text messages. Because look, I'm gonna give you an example. I can send this text message that says, hey, what you doing? What's up? What's up for the night? You got anything planned? That's just sound innocent enough, right? I'm just asking, what you doing? What's up for tonight? Do you have anything planned? However, I'm gonna change the tone a little bit for you. Hey, what's up? What you doing tonight? Got anything planned? All right, see? Now, y'all saw that when I changed the tone, then it implies a whole totally different thing here. So I think that this is the same in this case, okay? If you just reading a text message out loud, you cannot really tell what the intentions is. And this is when we got to use our common sense, okay? Why are you guys talking in the first fucking place, okay? You should not be talking, Kenya and Apollo, especially when Kenya and your wife Phaedra despise each other. That alone should be trigger enough for you to know that you should not be texting or calling this woman. And then for you to have reached out first, which I totally do believe. Okay, I do believe that Apollo reached out towards her first. And she played along with it. All that, I don't hate you, not in the least, or whatever the fuck it was that he said. Yeah, that shit right there is so very wrong, Apollo. So Kenya can say all she wants. She can stick to the story all she wanted, but at that reunion show, she acted like that Apollo wanted more, because I think that he did. Okay, and you know, there was this flirtation going back and forth. Women know when they being flirted with. Men know when they're being flirted with. These are two good-looking people. They are used to being flirted back and forth with. Okay, so let's not act like, you know, this shit was innocent or anything like that. Kenya knew that she was in the wrong. And so did Apollo. Okay, Kenya especially, because you know, in your eyes he got this evil ass wife back home. Okay, so a little bit of a sort of like it was Kenya's get back. Then you went and threw the shit back in everybody's face at the reunion. Okay, so you know, everybody got mad at you. And so now you want to regroup and change the story and all of this. But I'm sorry, Kenya, you either fucked them or you wanted to fuck them. You wanted us to think that you guys fucked, or it was a possibility that it could have happened. And now that we think that, now you want to, and the shit ain't turned out the way you wanted it to, now you want us to think differently. And she gonna say it ain't nothing wrong with calling another man babe. Okay, if that ain't your man. Listen, I don't even call my husband babe. My husband has a fucking name. Okay, so if I gotta call him by his name, then that's what the fuck you call him. And then as far as this living in the ghetto mess, first of all, I have to say that you guys know how I feel about a snob. Okay, I cannot stand people who think that they're better than each other, and I don't like that. So the whole Nene going over there and saying that she was in the ghetto and just keeping on saying it over and over, that shit rubbed me the wrong way. I do like Nene and everything, but I don't like that kind of shit. Now, all that being said, the place is kind of fucked up, okay? Especially it's supposed to be for somebody like Kenya Moore, who is a former Miss America, who supposedly made all this money from her DVDs, who supposedly been dating this Nigerian prince who has all this money. Now, why the fuck is you staying in the goddamn extended stay executive suites? This is for regular layman's people, okay? Not for Kenya Moores of the world. At least how she would have us believe that she is. So it didn't make sense that she was there, okay? But Nene, she go on and take her out to the, you know, they go look at some condo, and it's supposed to be some real, you know, swanky, jazzied up place, 4,000 square feet. The shit is $1.6 million. I was like, sir, I know one thing. You ain't fixing to sell that shit today, baby girl. It's about 1.375 million short. Can you come telling us she's not comfortable in anything less than 5,000 square feet? If the shit would have been 10,000 square feet, she wouldn't have been comfortable in anything less than 11,000 square feet. Okay, bitch, if you don't stop that shit, you not comfortable, but you all right in the goddamn executive suite. We all thinking regular people around here. Now, do you really think that story makes sense to us? You got me fucked up. I love that nigga shit saying. That's a new nigga saying for the day. I think that Kenya think we stupid. What y'all think? Now, this story about Phaedra and Apollo, you guys, it makes me feel really sorry for Phaedra. Like some of you guys said, it might be some karma, rolling back on around for Phaedra. We kind of know that Phaedra has a shady past and has done some people wrong. Let some of these other folks, Angela Stanton being one of them, tell it. Okay, so, I don't really know if this is, payback or not, but we always know when that karma done made it back around to us. You'd be like, damn, that's for some shit I did back in 99. But it's getting to the point where it's just embarrassing, okay? Because this is a real marriage. This is a couple that is, we having to watch their growing pains and, possible infidelity struggles on TV. Now, they signed up for the show, and this is what happens when you're on the show, but to me, Phaedra is barely holding it together for this season. She looks like, when that saying, grinning and bearing it. I mean, she looks like she got her teeth just always just real tight because she's trying to keep herself from saying some shit that she is going to regret. The story just gets deeper and deeper, okay? She goes and meets with Candy for yogurt, and, Candy is telling her that she met with Kenya, and, how Candy still doesn't feel like the story is matching up and making much sense. Phaedra starts to tell us a story that Apollo told her, which was that, Apollo and Kenya were staying in Los Angeles at the same hotel, a Beverly Wilshire hotel at the same time, and that Kenya kept trying to go to his room and calling him and everything, and he was so uncomfortable with the fact that she was, pressuring him about coming to his room that he felt that he needed to leave the hotel now. Didn't I just tell you guys that these two are good looking people? They understand when people are flirting back and forth with each other. I'm not buying the Apollo was so stressed out that he couldn't deal with the pressure of Kenya. When you look like that, you used to fucking crazy ass women trying to talk to you and all of that. As a matter of fact, the crazy women is in direct relation to how fine you are. The better looking you are, the chances are that you got a bunch of crazy ass bitches after your ass. Okay, so I'm not really buying the Apollo was so nervous about Kenya trying to get to his room. If anything, Apollo was nervous about the fact that people saw them two having a good time together. Okay, and he thought that story was going to get out. And he knew that he needed to remove his ass from that situation. But even that is reaching, if you ask me. Yeah, I wasn't really buying the story. And, even Candy kind of made it seem like that story didn't make sense. And Phaedra is a smart woman. I gotta know that Phaedra even know that shit don't make sense. But that's the story that Apollo is sticking to. I'm thinking like, nigga, if you were so goddamn nervous, then what the fuck is you texting her for? Okay, when we hear what the text messages was, did it sound like he was nervous to you? Okay, no, it didn't sound like this was anybody that was nervous. It sounded like a conversation that was really comfortable between the two of them. I didn't get the nervousness. Nigga, if you don't go somewhere with all that bullshit, Apollo, please. Okay, bye, Felicia. Apollo wanted to see what the fuck was up. What really made me feel bad, you guys, is the dinner that he and Phaedra had together. Phaedra's sitting there and she got her face in that stern, trained patience that they must teach in lawyer school or something. Now, first we get more of our marriage is suffering because you are not taking out time to be with me. And, Phaedra's just like, well, I got a career and I got kids. Are you jealous of your kids? And, he's like, no, but I would really like for you to set out time for me. So, first of all, we get the picture that they shit is on the rocks. He's feeling neglected and, not no attention and all of this. But then we get to the Kenya story. And side note, why is Phaedra being subpoenaed to Kanye's and Kenya's whole court case? First of all, the shit was over last week, right? I mean, is this like some faulty editing that they did shit out of order? And, maybe, I don't really know, but I don't even understand why they were subpoenaed to begin with. But because of this kind of ushers in the Kenya story, okay? So Phaedra wants to get, once and for all, she wants to get this story out in the open because she is done with it. She's over it and she's through. They get to talking about it. Apollo gets immediately defensive, which is always something that makes me raise my eyebrow. What the fuck you getting so goddamn defensive for? Nigga, you better sit here and answer my goddamn questions. She asked him, well, what happened? And he do the old tried and true switcheroo that the men do. He don't say nothing. He just like, well, what did she tell you happened? Let me find out what the goddamn story is first, and then I will alter my story accordingly. Never give up your hands, ladies. Y'all need to learn this shit from men. Men got that shit down pat. Suddenly he don't recall. Fuck You mean you don't recall? I mean, how do you not recall? You better give me a hard ass yes or no answer. Because when you say you don't recall, that means that you don't remember, but that ain't holding you to it, okay? That means that if some, further along down the line, some evidence come up that maybe that shit did happen, but I just told you guys that I don't recall. I don't remember. Could or could not have happened. So, nigga, I'm gonna need more than a fucking I don't recall. Then he gets to going on and on about how he didn't cross the line, and Phaedra's like, listen, okay, enough of all this shit. Do not text or call the bitch no more. How about Paul come tell her you can't tell me what to do? Excuse me? Nigga, I bet you I fucking can tell you what the fuck to do when I'm sitting up here telling you as your wife that you better not be sitting up here and texting and calling some bitch, some old fucking asshole who is offered to suck your dick. I mean, really, what is the problem here? I'm not telling you that you can't hang with your boys, you can't go, out of town, you can't go visit family, you can't do this, you can't do that. Nigga, I'm telling you, you better not fuck with that bitch no more, and I bet you I can say it. You better be telling me that you ain't gonna do that shit no more. Fuck you mean I can't control you. This is not about controlling. I'm not controlling you. If the shit was reversed and some nigga said he wanted to put his face in a place and I'm still sitting up here calling them and texting them, and you mean to tell me you wouldn't have a problem with that? No, this is not control. This is called respecting what the fuck your wife wants you to do in this goddamn marriage, okay? And if you so worried about being up there with that fucking big ass booty, strange booty ass Kenya, then you go take your ass over there and we ain't got to do this no more, okay? But what I'm telling you is if you want to continue to be with my motherfucking ass, you better not call or text that bitch no goddamn more. Fuck you mean stop it? You can't. Boy, y'all got my goddamn dander up. Let me calm down a little bit. Ooh. Apollo was feeling a little bit backed up against the wall, okay? So, in his defensiveness, he comes out and was just like, all right, this is what happened. Okay, I was at a fucking party, she was at a fucking party. Okay, we left that party and went to another party, and then when we left that party, she followed me back to the hotel. And I knew she wanted to fuck. I mean, you can always tell when somebody want to fuck. Okay, so I knew that's what she wanted to do, and I was just like, I didn't think it was a good idea, but I knew, the shit got real shambled and fucked up at the end of the story. Like I keep saying, the shit always falls apart. But wasn't it funny that all of a sudden the story changed? We ain't knew nothing about no damn parties and all of this, and she followed them back. I thought they was both staying at the same hotel. I was like, boy, you don't get on my fucking face with this, Apollo. Phaedra, y'all could tell Phaedra wanted to go off on him, okay? Anytime you get to talking to yourself and smiling and laughing off to the side over here when it ain't nobody over there, ain't shit to laugh about, and then that face get back straight real fast. Like, Phaedra, that bitch was mad. Not only did you lie, but you done did it in front of the goddamn camera, okay, making me look even stupider, okay? And this whole story is just some bullshit, okay? At this point, I'm telling you, I feel so sorry for Phaedra. So she held it together because y'all know she the Southern Belle, but they got their ass in that car. She was like, you trying to be with this bitch? The fuck? And I was like, now see, that's the kind of reaction that I'm trying to say, because, I mean, really, what? Y'all, this story is just, ain't that shit crazy, Apollo? Your ass is wrong. Dead and plain and simple, okay? You wrong. Alright, you guys, that's it. Trying to get all my videos in early this week. I'm going to try to do Love and Hip Hop tomorrow. I'll try to do Top of the Blogs on Wednesdays because I don't think I'm doing any more videos after Wednesday. So, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that all goes well with my schedule. I want you guys to remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.